Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are reacting to why people should stop comparing today's celebrities with Michael Jackson. Now this video was made by MJ Forever, so I believe it's an MJ fan account. So let's see what the guy's talking about. You understand? Let's see his opinions about the quotes. Let's watch it. Let's watch it.
For years, we've heard people throw out comparisons between today's celebrities and Michael Jackson. Whether it's The Weeknd, Cristiano Ronaldo, Beyonce,
Good.
Taylor Swift, or Chris Brown, the media and social media users are quick to say they've surpassed Michael. Why? Because they've got millions or even billions of followers on Instagram? Because they sell out concerts? Listen, followers don't equal impact and fame doesn't equal legacy. Michael
It's not even possible, yeah. I have never seen any celebrity, especially when it comes to entertainers, musicians most especially, that have pushed so much aura like this guy. Never ever seen. Like since he died, there has never been anybody else. I remember people are talking about Prince. I don't even know who Prince is. I'm not sure if I've heard any of his music up until recently. But when I was little, I didn't even know who Prince was
Jackson wasn't just famous, he changed the world. And no one has even come close to what he did.
at all.
Let's get straight to the problem. People are comparing today's stars to the greatest entertainer of all time, Michael Jackson. And it's not just wrong, it's disrespectful. Michael isn't just another musician or pop culture figure. He's beyond that. He's the king of pop, and his global influence.
I don't think you guys understand how much aura this guy was pushing in his peak, in his prime. And this guy, this MJ, I think is the, you know, in terms of longevity, I think is like he lasted from I think the 70s to the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s before he died. I think like four decades or something, 4 or 5 decades, solid like him as the goat, like him as the king, lasted for like 4 decades. You cannot see any artist that will last past 2 decades and they will still be that strong. You cannot. In this day and age, they'll give up. Like MJ started this shit when he was small, when he was a young boy, started pushing. Like when he was, how old was he? Like 10 years or something when he was singing this ABCD or whatever. He started pushing this kind of motion. Then like he's just too good. If you see his shows, his concert, people are fainting. People are fainting. Like whenever it comes to a show, there's ambulance waiting because a lot of people will be fainting. Who will faint now for any musician? Who will faint? Beyonce comes here. If Beyonce comes to Nigeria, nobody will faint. Everybody will just be happy to see Beyonce. And that's just the truth, but nobody will faint. But MJ, people are passing out, guy. This guy is too good. It's too good.
Is something these new stars will never understand. Look, just because Ronaldo has 1 billion followers or Beyonce is a trending topic, doesn't mean they've reached Michael's level. Michael had 4.8 billion fans in the 80s and 90s when the world's population was barely over 5 billion. That means almost everyone on the planet knew who he was.
Michael Jackson is the king of pop.
King of pop, rock, and soul.
And the thing there is that there was no social media at that time. There was no fucking social media at that time. And this nigga was pushing Jesus. Everybody knew him. My parents knew him. My parents knew him. Everybody knew him. And there was no handset back then. There was no phone. There was no, like in Nigeria here, there was no phone. There was nothing like that. People sent letters. And still people knew who Michael Jackson was.
He's the best entertainer in the world.
Much better than sex. Absolutely, totally amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
No Instagram, no Twitter, no TikTok.
Swear.
He didn't need any of that to become a global icon. So what are we even comparing here? Let's break this down further. Back in Michael's era, there was no social media to amplify fame. His stardom came from sheer talent and influence. He didn't need a viral moment. He was the moment. Every single thing Michael touched turned into something the world couldn't stop talking about.
I need a viral moment. I need one. Think it happen. I'm not MJ.
Take his 1983 performance at Motown 25. That night he
Man,
debuted the moonwalk. It wasn't just another dance move, it was a
greatest.
cultural phenomenon, and it's still being imitated to this day.
And funny enough, if you watch this scene well, right, you see that he didn't actually get that, The last part where,
Another dance move. It was a cultural
see, he didn't actually land well, you see. Should have stayed longer than this. Should have stayed longer than this, but fortunately, he just did it and just went off immediately.
phenomenon, and it's still being imitated to this day. Compare that to today's stars. What defining moment has truly transcended everything in the way Michael's did? Who's leaving a lasting, indelible mark on the world like Michael did with his music, his dancing, and his vision? It's not just about what he did on stage,
Yo,
it's
his
what he
Super Bowl
represented to the
performance.
world. In the 80s, Michael Jackson released Thriller. That album wasn't just successful, it's the best-selling album of all time. Over 120 million copies sold. And here's the kicker. He didn't just sell albums, he sold out stadiums. Michael set a Guinness World Record in 1988 when 504,000 people attended 7 sold-out Wembley Stadium shows.
Yo,
Let that sink in for a minute. Half a
yo.
million people in one city came out to see him. Is anyone doing that now? No, they aren't. Not even close. And let's
I
talk about his
swear.
global impact. Michael wasn't just an American
Like, to artists nowadays, the biggest stage for artists nowadays is like the Super Bowl. I'm talking about mostly all these American artists. The biggest stage to them is like Super Bowl. You understand? So come and performing at Super Bowl halftime, and they feel like they're on top of the world. If you get the opportunity, you feel like you're on top of the world. Yo, I can swear right now that MG can do that like every other day. He can sell out that kind of stadium like every other day. Yo, like what these artists are calling like, huge, a huge success. It's just a regular something for the nigga, like for MG. This nigga was just too good, like, too good. People will be squishing themselves and people will be passing out just to see this guy.
star. He was a worldwide phenomenon. From Tokyo to Cape Town, from Paris to Rio de
Everywhere.
Janeiro, people across every continent knew who Michael was. He wasn't just famous in the Western world, he was famous everywhere. How many of today's stars can honestly say the same? People like Chris Brown or Beyonce might be big in the States or Europe, but ask someone in a remote village in Asia or Africa who they are, and chances are they don't know or
Yo, they don't. It's okay. I think my mom knows who Beyonce is. My dad, I don't even. My dad does not know who Beyonce or Chris Brown is or any other artist, but he knows who MJ is. And my mom knows we moonwalk and all those things, but yo, all these the rest, like all these people that come out now, they don't. All these my parents, the older generation, they don't care. They don't care about them.
care. Michael's fame crossed every barrier, every border. He was loved in places where Western pop culture had barely penetrated. Here are 10 powerful reasons why people need to stop comparing today's stars to Michael Jackson. Let's settle this once and for all.
We didn't copyright strike this video, please. Okay. Why am I even complaining? It's not like I'm a big channel or something. But we did
Michael
copyright
Jackson
this.
defined the standard of fame.
Oh,
Michael
please.
Jackson built his fame without today's digital crutches. He didn't need social media, hashtags, or streaming platforms. His name alone drew in billions. He was a force of nature, an actual phenomenon. Unlike the stars today who rely on trends and paid promotions, Michael earned his place by pure talent and innovation. He had no viral strategies. He was the definition of viral before that term even existed. Trying to measure anyone else against him is like comparing a spark to a wildfire.
Yo, and his drip back in the days was just immaculate, guy. This nigga knew how to dress. His drip was just as full, guy. I think everything was just customized for the guy. With the diamond, the sparkling, this, like, the drip was just immaculate.
He created the greatest albums of all time. Let's be clear. Thriller and Bad weren't just albums, they were events that changed music history. Thriller isn't some chart-topping record, it's the highest-selling album of all time. Michael set a standard that today's stars can't even dream of reaching. His work is timeless, a cultural milestone that hasn't faded decades later. No amount of sales or streams today even begins to match what he created. Most artists today are scrambling to replicate the kind of success he achieved. They can't. They're not built for it. The most awarded
At
artist in
all.
history. Michael Jackson holds an insane 834 awards, more than any artist in history. He's the most awarded musician, period. No matter how many awards shows the industry creates to pump up the image of new stars, Michael's record remains untouched. His awards weren't for social media campaigns or gimmicks, they were earned by his pure talent.
Funny enough, we used to think that Chris Brown would be like the next MG. We used to think that Chris Brown would be the next king of pop. But, you know, that dream died long ago. After the, Chris Brown versus Rihanna fight. I was hoping that Chris Brown would be the next MJ because I was thinking it's between Chris Brown or Usher who would be the next MJ because, they follow in his footsteps. They are good musicians, good songwriters, and they are good dancers too.
Creativity and the impact he made on people. He didn't need to advertise his greatness, he proved it. While today's artists collect popularity points, Michael's achievements are eternal, and no one's getting close. Michael Jackson wasn't just famous, he was universally iconic. Michael Jackson's fame knew no boundaries. His influence spanned every country, every culture. Today's artists struggle to break out of their home markets, relying on internet algorithms to be seen. Michael didn't need an algorithm. He reached over 4.8 billion people in an era when the world's population was around 5 billion. He's as well known in places that some of today's celebrities have never even heard of. His name was, and is, a global language. Comparing someone who's only famous in the West or on Instagram to Michael is insulting. Record-breaking concerts? Michael set records that can't be broken. 7 sold-out shows at Wembley Stadium. More than 500,000 people showed up just to see him. Michael didn't rely on flashy advertising or social media hype. The power of his name alone filled stadiums. No artist today could command that kind of loyalty and demand. They've got to rely on huge marketing budgets. But Michael was the marketing. Every record he set was because the world couldn't get enough of him. No one today could dream of that impact, and that's the truth. He didn't just influence pop culture. He became a cultural force. Michael Jackson is pop culture. The moonwalk, the single glove, that iconic red jacket.
Yo,
These symbols are legendary because of him. Today's
what's
stars might throw out a catchy dance move or viral outfit, but none of it will be remembered for generations. Michael's style, his moves, and his music became embedded in the culture itself. Everyone else is just
at some point niggas used to dress like this, you know, wear this something that's just light with a white tee inside. Then short like they wear trousers that's short on there. So in order to show their white socks, then they wear their normal shirt.
recycling his ideas, trying to catch the magic he created. The man defined what it means to be an icon. Today's stars? They're just following in his footsteps, hoping they can shine even a fraction as bright. The media has tried to take him down, and he's still untouchable. Michael
Yeah.
faced more media attacks, more scrutiny, and more false narratives than any celebrity today, and he still stood strong. They tried to break him with rumors, lawsuits, and controversies, but his
True.
legacy only grew. Today's stars collect
Like when we always used to hear shit like he's an Illuminati, he's among the top dogs in Illuminati. I don't know about that one. They said, he's a pedophile. I don't believe that one. They said, okay, the video where he brought out his daughter to present to the world that time, they say he wanted to throw his daughter away, that has killed the daughter. If you watch that video, you know that's not what he was clearly doing. So that's just false narrative. What else? They said another thing about him, I've forgotten. Yeah, they said that he became white, like he bleached himself to become white because he wanted to get more recognition. That he didn't like the fact that he was a black person and stuff like that. Which at the end of the day, found out that he has vitiligo, or vitiligo, however they call it. So, yeah, all these rumors they say about him is just very, very crazy. And I think is when you get to the top, when there's a level you reach at the top and your greatness, people just become jealous of you and start saying a lot of bad things or trash about you. Like look at Cristiano Ronaldo now, they say a lot of nonsense about him. You understand? They say he's arrogant, he's rude, he's this, he's that. Manchester United carry their own nonsense. Look at them now. You see all this kind of bullshit. You can't you if you look at it well, you understand that people who spread these rumors, people who say these useless things about great men, you understand, are people who are either jealous of their success, you understand, or just people who are just haters that they haven't achieved anything in their life and they don't see other people do better than them, so they are just hating by default. The people who are jealous usually are like people that are rich too on their own cars, but they're just so they're hating and that someone is greater than them by far. But there are some people that they are just losers on their own. That they don't want to see anybody progress further than them by any means. And them themselves, they don't try to do anything. Like they are say they are losers, they are bottom pit losers. All they know how to do is just spread gossip about people, see useless things about people in order to, destroy people's image. So that when the person's image finally destroys and they start crashing down, they'll laugh at them. You understand? These people are people that like to laugh at people that aspire to become something great or has become something great before in their life. So if anything happens to them and they calm down, from where they were before, what these useless people will know how to do is just laugh at those people who has achieved something or at least aspired. Meanwhile, those useless people have never tried in their life to do anything great. I hate those kind of people. Fucking losers.
Lapse under pressure with a single critical article. Michael endured decades of relentless attacks and still came out on top. The media went after him harder than anyone else in history, and yet he remains untouchable. Today's
Ronaldo
celebrities
too.
would crumble under even a fraction of what he went through. Social media doesn't equal real impact. Michael had real fans, not followers. Just because someone racks up millions of followers doesn't mean they have a real impact. Social media creates
I will not tolerate that Cristiano Ronaldo disrespect from anybody, no, including this MJ Forever guy. I'm not going to tolerate that kind of disrespect from that guy. From this guy. I'm not disrespect the greatest of all time in terms of football. I'm not disrespecting like that. Please, you understand? Cristiano Ronaldo, like he is like the street know him. Yo, he owns the streets. Like everything, like how many Sue, the celebration of Sue is almost no, it's not on the same level as Moonwalk, but it's there. It is there. The celebration alone is there. Greatest thing done by one person, the celebration still is there. Like even if the guy dies 200 years later, people still be doing that celebration. That's how goated Ronaldo is. So you cannot just come here and tell me nonsense. It's just that people just hate on him too much. Ah, the goat of all goats in football, in sports generally, he's the greatest athlete of all time. You cannot tell me otherwise. Nobody else compared. Even Muhammad Ali, nobody else compares. The greatest athlete of all time. Guy is built like he's built like a machine. Like he does it. He has talent. He does it. But people keep on saying bullshit that he does not have the talent. Like people shouldn't just piss me off for real.
fake numbers and false gods. Michael had real fans, over 4.8 billion of them when social media didn't even exist. His reach was tangible and unforgettable. He didn't rely on bots, algorithms, or promotional boosts.
Yo,
His
for real.
influence was authentic. Followers don't make legends, real fans do. That's something today's stars, with their paid followers and fake engagement, will never understand. Today's artists don't have Michael's unmatched creativity. Michael didn't just create songs, he reinvented music. He was involved in every part of his art, writing, choreographing, directing. He didn't just go with the flow, he made the flow. The sounds, the dance moves, the visuals, all of it was a product of his genius. Meanwhile, today's stars are leaning on teams of writers, producers, and choreographers just to put out something halfway decent. They're
I
not creators,
like mad, especially if you check out K-pop, like mad. See an entire team just to make out just one song, and at the end of the day, when the song comes out, you know, the artist cut from the music is just very very useless. Like the artist basically not getting anything because they had no influence in the production of the music. That's just it.
their products. Michael's creative vision went beyond what anyone can replicate, and that's why no one ever will. Michael Jackson's legacy is untouchable. Michael Jackson's legacy is beyond what any artist today will ever achieve. While today's stars promote materialism, controversy, and even dark symbols for attention, Michael's
Yeah.
message was always one of love, unity, and genuine artistry. He didn't rely on shock tactics to stay relevant. His work was enough. Today's artists are looking for cheap tricks, promoting negative agendas just to keep people talking. Michael didn't need that because his legacy was built on talent, on pure greatness. His name stands above the rest, and comparing anyone to him only reveals just how far they still have to go. The comparisons stop here. Michael Jackson is the king of pop, and he's earned that title through
Wow.
unmatched talent, unprecedented impact, and a legacy that will live on forever. This is where it gets serious. Michael Jackson is the most famous person in history after Jesus Christ. Think
Yeah.
about that. There have been kings, emperors, presidents, and other celebrities, but none of them have the same global recognition that Michael has. The numbers, the records, the influence, it's all unmatched. So why are we even having this conversation? Why do people think today's stars deserve to be mentioned in the same breath as Michael? These new artists are nowhere near his level. They don't have his creativity, his
Yo, do you know I'm laughing because I was hearing the story that Taylor Swift fans do faint in her concerts do faint in her concerts in order to replicate, people fainting in Michael Jackson's concerts, to make her look big. Taylor Swift is only big in the US. That's just it. That's the truth. Taylor Swift is big only in the US. She goes to any other place. Maybe a few Western countries, yes, but if she goes to any other place in like nobody will care. Nobody will care like that. Nobody will care.
genius or his impact. Michael's music changed the world. His performances redefined entertainment. His artistry broke every barrier imaginable. And let's be real, no one else has ever done what Michael Jackson did. Stop with the comparisons. It's laughable. Michael
Very,
Jackson isn't
very,
just
very.
another star, he's a legend, and his legacy is untouchable. So here's what needs to happen. People need to stop comparing today's stars to Michael Jackson. They're playing a different game. They live in a world of social media likes and viral moments. Michael didn't need any of that. He didn't rely on technology or trends to make an impact. His influence was real, and it was lasting. Michael Jackson changed music. He changed pop culture, and he changed the world. Nobody, whether it's Ronaldo, The Weeknd, Beyoncé, or Chris Brown, will ever reach the same level. So let's stop pretending they will. Let's respect Michael's legacy and leave his name out of these pointless comparisons. If you agree with these points and enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it, and
Yo, what this guy just said right now is just the absolute truth. You understand? In most cases, there's just one or two cases that I disagreed with him. That is where he called Ronaldo's name. Please, don't disrespect my nigga like that. But, in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, MJ is the goat of all goes there. That there's no comparison at all. I have never seen. I'm not sure they will ever will be. If you think there will be someone like that, I doubt. There's no comparison at all. Like, doesn't need any controversy or anything to make his music that huge. He just does it. That's why it's good. That's why it's good forever. And thank you guys for tuning in to this session. You understand? Please like and subscribe. You understand? If you love MJ, like and subscribe. And let's keep chatting.